Hey y'all, it is a beautiful day today. I just wanted to talk about something serious to me because a lot of people hear about mental health, depression, anxiety, suicide, self harm, and they're like judgmental and think that it's like a one way thing. Everybody's depression looks different, everybody's anxiety looks different. Mental health is definitely subjective to the person. So I don't understand why people feel like, oh, you have this is how you should act, or oh, you say you struggle with this, so you shouldn't be able to operate as well as you are, or do things that you do, whatever. Or you have like really good days, and they're like, oh, so you're not whatever it is anymore, or you have really bad days, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want to be around you, I don't want to deal with you, just stuff like that. Um, I just want to use myself as an example of this is what a suicidal person looks like. This is what a depressed person looks like. This is what a person who deals with anxiety every single day looks like. This is a person who does not take any medication but is self aware and just deals and finds coping methods as I go. I've been like suicidal since I can remember. It's not like, oh, I want to kill myself every time, but it's more like, oh, I don't want to deal with this, or oh, I don't want to be a burden, or I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to wake up anymore. I don't want to, I just don't want to participate in the game of life. That's really what it is. Like, people think suicide is, oh, you had a bad day, now you want to fucking off yourself. No, no, bitch, because I am the most hardworking person that I know, and I'm also the most sad person that I know. Like, I don't think there's nobody on earth that's actually sadder than me. Like, oh, I'm smiling all the time, so motherfuckers think I don't cry, motherfuckers think I don't feel, or just that I'm happy, and I'm not happy. I just realized that the world is gonna keep spinning regardless. So get up and do it. Like, everybody isn't that, like, everyone isn't as self conscious as I am, so they can't just be like, oh, flick. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. It took me a long time to realize, like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, y'all have to realize that don't nobody give a fuck about you. You are the only person who gives a fuck that you're going through that shit. Stand the fuck up, get the fuck over it. I don't give a fuck what it is, get over it. Because at the end of the day, your days are limited. Like, you dead ass don't know how long you got. And once I started realizing that, I'm like, damn, I gotta keep going because I could either die the girl who was suicidal all her life and she finally died. Like, damn, thank you. Like, that bitch done complaining. It's like a lot of stuff that goes in my head. But then there's like certain people who come in your life. Damn, sorry. Certain people who come in your life and you're like, okay, I found my people. I was around the wrong people. People do care. Um, or you meet a person who is going through the same thing as you, but theirs look different. So you're grateful that like you're able to cope better than them, or the fact that they're an inspiration to you, that they're doing better than you. Because like I've been around people who are just mentally ill in general, and I'm like, oh, mine don't look like that. Like, I get in the shower, I brush my teeth. It's hard. It's definitely hard, but I can do it. There are some people who cannot. There are people who turn to drugs. I I am so like, I worked hard for my money, so I would never turn to drugs because who the fuck finna supply it? I'm not spending my money on that shit. Um, it's just, I hate seeing comments, negative or positive, from people who don't deal with actual mental health. Having a bad day does not mean you have a mental illness. Being mad that your mama told you no, you're not mentally fucking ill. Feeling like you want more out of life, but you're never going to get there, or wanting better for yourself, but there's people constantly doubting you, or just knowing what your potential is and like feeling like whatever you're going through is what's causing you to be behind in life. That's mental illness. That is, if it's something out of your control, because I cannot control my suicidal thoughts. Like people say, no, 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 no. Unless you deal with it, I don't give a fuck what you got to say. I've been dealing with it my whole life, and I'm gonna be 19 in 2 days. I did not think I would live to 19, dead ass. I thought 12. And then when I turned 12, I was like, oh. Then when I turned 13, I was like, there's no way I'm making it to 14. When I turned 14, I was like, damn. It just kept going. But like, the days are not, they don't, time does not heal. Time allows you to forget, be grateful that you overcame, but it does not heal. Um, Things I went through, I still feel like it happened to me in that moment that I think about it. The reasons that caused me to be suicidal, depressed, I deal with those reasons every single day, whether it's a memory or another person embodying the person who caused me to feel that way anyway, or said person doing something you're like that brings back the feeling of why I feel this way in the first place. Like, I don't like the romanticizing of mental health. I do like the like dark humor side, like laugh about it. I love that because life is depressing as is, so laugh about it. Dead eyes, laugh, 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 because it's not gonna get better. You're just gonna learn to deal with it. That's all. A mental illness cannot go away. I don't care what nobody says. If it can go away, it's not actually there. You can deal with it. You can cope. You can figure out outlets, but it doesn't go away. Especially suicide. If you're suicidal, there's you can die naturally, or you can finally take yourself out. If you're if you over if those thoughts come to you, there's a trigger. And people always say you are in control of your trigger, but that's not true. And I hate that you're not in control of your trigger. There are certain words that I'll be like, my fucking day is ruined. Like, and I can't go around and tell everybody, oh, don't say that around me. But the people who respect it, I respect you and I love you. But a lot of people understand, they just don't understand. A color could trigger you. A person looking like someone can trigger you. A song can fucking trigger you. Oh my god, there are so many songs I'm like, can you turn this off, please? And I should not have to explain myself. But people just don't give a fuck about others. And that's where mental illness comes from in the first place. Not caring about others as a human being. Like if we all actually cared about each other and wanted each other's mental health to be great, there would be no mental problems in this place. Like think about all the homeless people. Motherfuckers be homeless because their mental health is fucked up. You can easily be like, oh, I can go get a job, or oh, I can stay with this person, or oh, I can fucking get on a pole, I can go sell plasma blood. There are so many ways to make money and get on your feet, but your mental health is fucked up. That's telling you, oh, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. That's just not true. My mental health be telling me I'm not good enough to do what I want to do. Be telling me don't nobody love me. Be telling me that I should just give up. And you say mental health, but it's demons, the devil, it's all the same shit. And that's why I'm saying it don't go away. It just gets easier to recognize. So you find ways to deal with it, to cope. You find your outlet. Everybody's outlet is different. Mine was music. It's not no more. Modeling helps, but it's not permanent enough. Like there are certain foods you can eat that like calm it. Like everything is like temporary, but in reality, you just have to realize don't nobody give up. Like I be telling people like, if you want advice from me, my advice is to not give a fuck because once you stop caring, everything is easier and it's life. Like life is life. Like you be like that's life. There's two different ways I say that. Sometimes they be like that's life because you're going through something. That's true. You do go through things. But when somebody does something to you or like saying you have to put up with whatever, that's not life. You do not have to put up with nothing you don't want. I don't like that. People need to stop telling people that that is not life at all. You can definitely, there are some things that are just like, how do I come, how do I overcome this? And I, the only person who can tell you is God. Like, I can help you, I can give you advice, but if you in your heart don't think that you can overcome it or like know that you can, going to God is gonna help, but you have to take that first initiation and be like, okay, I'm not my mental illness. Like that's not who I am. Like I don't like when people associate me with like depression or suicidal thoughts. It's just that is who I am. But you can't overcome something that you keep getting reminded of. You just can't. And I love when people bring it up and then like, is it getting better? That's always like helpful. The truth is no, but I'm gonna say it is because what are you gonna do about it? There's nothing that a person can do for my mind to get better because it's all in your mind. That's why people like get out of your head. Or like go outside, touch grass. Like when people say touch grass, it's so funny, but it's so dead ass because when you touch grass, you realize, oh, I'm fine. I am fucking fine. Like just go through shit and get over it. The older I get, sorry, I'm not speaking for everybody in this whole video. This whole video is me personally, but the older I get, the less I give a fuck, the less my feelings get hurt, the less I'm in my head, the more I realize that God, like, that's really the only answer I have for you is God because trying to turn to other humans who are just gonna judge you in the end, it never works. Ever. I don't give a fuck how close you are to a person. At the end of the day, the only person that will help you is God. So everybody who's dealing with mental illness, I pray for you. I hope that you get better. But there's also those people who deal with mental illness and they're still bitches. And I hate that. You cannot be mean and want sympathy. You cannot talk to others like they ain't shit and think a motherfucker supposed to care about you. You cannot steal from somebody. You cannot lie on somebody. You cannot fail to show up and expect the motherfucker to give a fuck about you even a little bit. So those few of you who think being mean motherfuckers is cute, but want a motherfucker to give a fuck about your mental illness, yeah, you got something coming your way. Because I don't like that. I never been a bully. I never liked bullying, bitch. I got bullied. That shit, like, that's that's a trigger for sure. Like, I don't like that. I don't like seeing it. Like in movies, if somebody bullying somebody, I have to skip that shit. I don't like that shit. I do not like. Why would you want to be the reason of somebody killing themselves? Because that's all it do is lead to like depression. No, it don't make you stronger. You can easily be strong by going through life on your normal pace. Like you do not have to bully somebody into making them stronger. People just so delusional. But I just wanted to speak on that because if everyone hasn't noticed, like that's mental health is what I'm like most focused on in life, like because I realize like health. People always say health is wealth. Mental health, fuck physical health, mentally first. If your mental health fuck, you can't do shit. Think about it. Your mental health is your brain. If you can't think for yourself, you can take yourself to the bathroom. Fuck that. Get away from motherfuckers who is just negative all the damn time. Like, I'm sorry, I'm cussing a lot, but that's because I'm thinking this. I'm so irritated because I hate having to constantly speak on. I've been speaking on this since I was able to talk. I've been telling motherfuckers that's what's wrong with me. Like, I'm around negative entities all the time, whether it's a job, family, friends, just an outing period. Motherfuckers just negative, all that racism shit. Like, just I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, I personally love everybody. Like, unless the motherfucker open their mouth and say, "Oh, I'm racist," or "Oh, they just a bitch." Like, just love everybody, and I don't understand why. What will make me tear somebody down? Like, I can't see myself doing that. And if I ever have, I'm so sorry to you, but I don't think I've ever teared a motherfucker down unsolicited. Like they didn't ask for it. Like if you ask for an opinion, that's different. But if you never said, "How do you feel about blah blah blah?" Why would you say something negative? I don't understand that. It's, and a lot of things I say, people don't understand until later, and they come to me and be like, "Oh my god, that's yeah," but whatever. So it's just people in this world have a lot of grown up to do. People think 18 is grown. No, I've been grown since I could talk. I've always understood life. Like it's a gift and a curse because the more understanding you are, the more depressed you are, and people don't realize that. But whatever. But yeah, this world just has a lot of grown ups to do. People think wearing designer is accomplished. People think being a debt is accomplished. Like I did as just wish that being nice would fix everything. Literally, being nice will fix every problem in the world, but people just don't realize that. Stop having hidden agendas. Stop wanting stuff from people. Stop going around people just because you think they can do for you. Just stop being weird. It all boils down to be a good person. Do the right thing. But that's all I want to talk about.